Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Dungeons and Dragons with the comic book community here on my channel. We're playing Rime of the Frostmaiden. If you are just jumping in now, you missed 4 other episodes, so go back and watch them. We're back in full force after missing a dildo banging last week. But just to give everyone a quick recap, the gang has been tasked with finding a group who was exploring Kelvin's Cairn, a mountain in the northern area of 10 Towns. They found a dog sled dog that led them to this house that informed them of what's going on. So they're with the dog as well as a guide, a mountain guide named Jartha Farazach.
Yeah, I did not write that down correctly.
That's all right. I intentionally said it wrong a bunch of times last week for comedic effect. So Jartha, though, is the first name. So, and so far they have found the rest of the sled dogs, and they went running back towards the town. They had a slight altercation with some mountain goats and survived an avalanche. And right before we ended last time, they came across a body in the snow, which I'll read this little thing again really quickly. You reach a steep, snow-covered incline dotted with jagged rocks. Lying face down in the snow, barely conscious, is a humanoid in blood-stained cold weather clothing. So you're still a little bit of a distance from this character. If anyone has any questions about what we did last week or what's happening, otherwise we can jump right in.
Are we still split or are we back together?
Yeah, I believe a couple of you went on ahead, right? And left Jartha.
Yeah. It's me and Dildo.
So, John and
Jartha were behind us and the dogs.
Yeah. But, I mean...
Not very far, though.
No. So if you want to wait for them, we can kind of group back up, or you can approach the body immediately.
Well, I think if we see a bloody figure, I'm going to go check it out at least.
You're going to check it out.
Okay.
Just for history, John, I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till a landslide brought me down.
Well, that's not accurate because it was an avalanche, but still pretty good.
You're welcome.
And in fact, weren't you the only one that didn't get knocked down the hill?
I got buried.
You got buried, yes.
Yeah, I got knocked down, but I got up again.
Yeah. They're never going to keep you down.
Okay.
All right. So I guess it is up to you guys as to how you want to approach the situation.
So, I mean, I'm going to approach the person in the snow, but as I do so, I'm going to be like, I don't know, doing a perception check as I come up to them, like to see if there's anything around them other than just them.
Okay.
And that is a 14.
You don't notice really much of anything except for the footprints leading from where this guy came from, which was higher up the mountain.
Okay.
But as you get closer, Boy, the dog, runs past you and starts licking this figure's face.
Okay, so I'm gonna approach and try to see how this guy, what kind of condition this guy's in.
Okay. Make an investigation roll, or a medicine check, maybe.
Probably medicine if I'm checking him out.
Yeah.
I'll probably go up with him since I'm kind of the healer and do a medicine check.
Absolutely.
Or let him do it, I guess. Yeah, he's the healer.
18.
Yeah.
I rolled a 12 plus 6. So.
Well, yeah, mine was a 17 plus 1.
Yeah, he is barely conscious. Like he's not really. He's like kind of just groaning in response to the dog looking at his face. He's not really reacting, but clearly he's still alive. But he is quite bloody, and even though he's dressed in winter clothing, he seems on the verge of hypothermia.
Can we like see any obvious like sign of what? I guess so if we try to talk to him, like ask him if he's okay, what happens? Does he respond?
If are you going to talk to him?
Yeah. I'm gonna like, are you okay? I'm using typical first aid. You ask the person like, what's your name? What happened?
Yeah, he doesn't respond much more than some groans and stuff. He's not very like I said, he's barely conscious. So
does he look like really hurt? Like, could I heal him and that help? Or does it look, like, I know that's like kind of hard to explain, but
if you heal him, will it help?
Well, like as far as real Earth terms go, he's in quite bad shape. In D&D terms, where magic exists, healing him probably would help.
That's what I was guessing. But I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
So that'll heal him for 8.
Cool. Yeah, when you cast this spell, he immediately like inhales very sharply and his eyes open. He says, who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Doc.
Well, what's up, Doc?
That's my line.
We have to do that at least every game. We have to do that at least once every game.
But his attention is immediately distracted from you onto when he realizes that boy is there. He starts petting him, and joy just washes over his face as he sees clearly this very important dog to him.
So yeah, say thanks to the dog, we were able to find you.
I was looking for a well that you fell down in, but I thought boy was taking us, to the well.
Jimmy?
I don't know of any wells around here, but I certainly appreciate your help. I've been through quite an ordeal.
Can you tell us what happened?
Certainly, I was hired by a small group of adventurers to take them up the mountain, and we were attacked out of nowhere by a yeti further up the mountain. Very, very angry fellow. Luckily, I was able to lure the yeti away from my group and lead it back down the mountain so they could possibly get away. I'm not sure what happened to them because the yeti did catch up to me and wounded me quite badly. But for some reason, once I get far enough down the mountain, it stopped following me and just ran back up the mountain, and I collapsed here.
So it didn't attack you back at your little base camp. You guys were further up then.
Yes, we were further up the mountain.
What was your group? What were they trying to accomplish?
They were trying to reach the summit. I don't know if it was just for the sake of bragging rights or if it was some sort of religious pilgrimage, but I try not to ask many questions. It's climbing a mountain. They can't get into too much shenanigans.
So is he saying this? I'm gonna again like look back the direction he came from, and it's just like I can see his tracks and stuff in the snow still.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Has the rest of the group caught up to us yet?
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't want to complicate things too much with that.
Okay, I just was curious.
He says, "Forgive my rudeness. I'm still rather out of it. My name is Garrett Velrin. Thank you so much for helping me." where did you come across Boy?
All the way back in what was the town we were?
Targos.
Targos. He made it all the way home. And
That's absolutely remarkable. Boy, you are a great boy. You sure are a great boy.
Boy,
boy,
Boy, howdy. You're a great boy of a boy.
All right. Well,
But how, I mean, that did you? How did he just run you back here?
no, he took us to your home, and Keegan asked us to, like, when he realized Boy was without you, to come look for you.
Oh, the gods truly have smiled on us this day.
So how long ago was this attack? How long have you been separated from the rest of the group?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. It couldn't have been too long, or I would have frozen to death, I assume. But we only left. What is? I don't even. He seems like kind of out of it, not really knowing even what day it is. Still,
It's Sunday night.
He was unconscious for a period of time, so he's not quite sure, considering it's always dark here.
Yeah, it's Sunday night.
Sunday night.
It's always Sunday night. We don't actually have any reference for time, so
Yeah, right. So it's. I mean, logically, though, you know that it can't have been that long because, like I said, he would have.
Yeah.
He was
the level of
unconscious in the
exhaustion
snow
getting
for very
buried.
long.
But also, incidents had to happen. Boy had to go back. They had to decide they needed help. They had to find us. They had to send us all the way there. So time has passed, right?
Yeah, it's been like a couple days at least since it.
Well,
Boy
Boy,
left.
boy's journey, right?
Yeah. So okay.
maybe not more than a day.
Well,
you-
you got to.
you-
It took us about a day to get here from when we met Boy. So
right, and you slept.
We
the
had a
night.
rest.
and we had a rest.
Yep.
So Boy's journey
2
probably
days at least.
Yeah, it's been at least 2 days.
But
Okay, so do you have any idea how far back up the mountain it was where this incident occurred?
Yes, I will. I will show you. I must find the rest of my party. I can't simply abandon them on this mountain. It is my duty as their hired guide to make sure I can do everything that I can to.
Are you,
You never
sure
want
they
to
were
leave a good
alive?
party.
What do you say?
I said you never want to leave a good party.
Yeah.
I asked if he was sure that they were actually alive.
When I left, all three of them were still screaming and running, and so I cannot be sure since I was barely survived myself. But there were three of them: a male Goliath named Mokingo Growling Bear Akanti, a female halfling named Perilu Fishfinger, and a female tiefling that simply went by Asterix.
Asterix.
That's the only name my man's write down.
Fascinating.
You didn't write down fish finger?
No, I didn't write down this thing.
That's the only one I want to remember.
Well,
How do you pronounce-
so what do we do? Do we take him? I mean, we've come to get him. If he wants to go back and find his party, do we keep going or do we go back and try to get him healthy here? He's not really in a condition to go without us.
Make an insight check.
That is 7.
How does my 22 look?
Oh, your 22 looks a lot better. You tell just by looking in his eyes that there is no way he is going to let you send him back to town on his own, or with you as a group. Like basically, like he you might be able to talk him into leaving, but you're not even sure about that. But he's definitely not going to leave with all of you.
So how does Jartha, is he reacting to this story? Because he's another guide. Like, how is he reacting to this story?
He seems rather indifferent. He's just clearly there for the payday. And so, in fact, when he sees after a little while, after things have settled down a bit, he's like, well, I suppose you don't need me anymore, considering you found the man you're looking for, correct?
So do we send, that's my thought, is do we
Not
try to
what
send
we
him and
rented him
Jartha
for,
back?
so.
Or do we, well, that would leave us without a guide in the mountains, which is maybe not the best thing.
Well, but I forgot how we, said what we were running him for. Was it to find the party or was it to find?
Well, we were coming to look for this guy.
Then we found out he had a party.
Then we found out he had a party. We didn't know about the party for sure. And then, but yeah, we were coming to find.
You knew he was with other people.
Right.
People in town. So
yes.
So
I just didn't remember our wording whenever we hired him to help us.
Basically you just hired him to get you
to the one guy
up into the mountains. Like, you didn't really set a specific of like, this is our goal that you have to lead us to. But
okay, fair enough.
I mean, you can, speak to either or both of them to try to convince them to do whatever you think is best.
Well, I'll try to, persuade him to. No, I forgot it was this character. I don't think I'll be very good at persuading.
You want me to persuade?
I can try.
Yeah.
Persuade him to do what? What are you thinking?
To help us find the rest of the party.
Oh, you're going to try to persuade the guy that we had, Jartha, to help us.
You want me to try to persuade?
I just know that I probably would not do very well at persuasion.
Is that a comma thing?
It's a charisma thing.
Charisma.
Oh, mine's.
I can try to persuade him if you want, or either me or Gish probably.
Yeah. It's the dwarf, right?
Yes.
Okay, and we're wanting him to continue
to
on
help us while we're on the mountain here and not leave.
Hello, Jonathan. My name's Gish Tazan, or Tazan if it's Tuesday. I have a question for you.
He already knows you.
Listen, I have to reintroduce people. It's okay. I want him to remember my name. It's fabulous. Anyway, I was wondering if we could negotiate terms to go up the mountain a little more and find these other people. Would you be willing to do that for a little go?
He says, well, I mean, I'm in the business of making gold, so what's your offer? I mean, I hate to talk myself out of a job, but this man seems to know the way more than I do to go exactly where I need to go. But
yes, but it also looks like he's been through a little bit of hell. It might help to have someone who's okay and has a good mind. How about 10 gold pieces to get us up to the top and find the other people of the party?
I'm trying to go to get him for free, but
yeah, I'm going to say I make a persuasion roll for that. He will agree to those terms. You literally see dollar signs in his eyes as he says, "Oh,
that's no way to do it."
Very well. And I was going to pay the 10 gold myself.
Okay, sure.
All right, so as we get ready to go up the mountain, I'm going to tell the group you guys said before you don't have experience with the Yeti. If we had come across this thing, let me deal with it first before you jump in. Don't just attack it.
So you don't want us to go like a hair trigger?
No, I do not want a hair trigger.
What is all of your passive perceptions, by the way?
I keep forgetting. How do you determine that?
It's usually listed in its own little box.
Mine's 11.
So it gives you passive insight, perception, and investigation all kind of separated.
Yeah, mine's 11.
Is perception for me.
Let me look.
What is it?
14
Okay.
for me.
13.
Okay. Passive perception is calculated as 10 plus all modifiers that would be applied to a rolled perception check. So that would be for me. Let's see. 14.
Okay. Okay. 1 second. Sorry. Okay. As you're talking to him, you don't even hear the slightest sound of this happening, but suddenly 2 large mountain cats jump out of the snow and try to. One pounces on Gray and one pounces on Tickles.
Yeah.
Gray's cat rolled a 24, and Tickles' cat rolled a 10.
Yeah.
So I assume the 24 hits and the 10 does not.
Yeah, they hit 24 hits for sure.
All right.
I'm just a warlock. I'm not like.
Yeah. Okay. It does 8 bite damage as it jumps on you and tries to get you in its mouth. And then I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative, please.
There you go. Oh,
12.
17.
11.
8. Time to switch dice.
I got 11, but I'm assuming my 13 on dexterity doesn't beat Doc's.
No, mine is 15 on.
Yeah, there you
Tony, what was yours?
17.
17. And Will? Big Will?
Oh, I thought you said Dill. Mine was 12.
12. Okay. Then it is going to be Tickles first in the order.
go. Tony hates being first.
Wait, no.
He's a barbarian. He should love being first.
Yeah, but I can't play it like before because the other one before I would.
You, remember, though, you're just a barbarian.
Yeah,
What would a
we're gonna
barbarian
Hulk
do when
smash.
he's attacked suddenly? He's going to just go into a range and
smash.
beat the
I
crap
rage.
out of something.
Yeah,
I
you're
rage.
Hulk smash now. That's it.
Oh, rage! I
There
rage.
you go. See? It's very simple. You have been threatened.
Okay, I'll just rage. I'm trying. I think that's to be a great voice.
So you have one cat that, while it jumped at you and missed, it is still technically engaged with you in combat, and then
Okay.
one attacking Gray.
All right, so I rage and I attack. Right, we attack. We're fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's a 6.
To hit.
To hit.
Yeah,
Did you
that-
rolled a 6 or 6 to hit?
I rolled a 6 to.
And what are all your bonuses?
Oh, that was a 3, right? And so then I get I get an extra for rage, right? So 2.
No, you get extra damage for rage.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so that's like 6.
Okay. No, that's a miss.
I think it's probably a little more than 6, but it's fine. You rolled a 3. It's not going to do much.
No.
You're not going to add 10 more.
Next in the order is going to be Gish Tazan.
With a 12? Really? Wow. I didn't pay attention to you other guys.
So there's 2 11s and an 8.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me. I see Tickles. Is he prone or did he get up?
Tickles did not get hit.
I thought he
Jump
got
past.
pounced on.
No, the cat pounced towards him but missed him.
Okay, and Gray is pounced on.
I didn't do that part of it, so he is just engaged with this cat.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay,
they
so
have.
it didn't knock me down. I'm still
So they're both up, and they both have two giant cats in front of them.
Yes.
but I got bit.
Okay. Since I'm so high in the order, I will hold my action.
Okay. Next would be Doc.
All righty. I'm trying to think. I guess I would probably be pretty close to Gray since we were talking to the.
Yeah, I mean you're all fairly close together. You know.
I'll attack the one that attacked Gray.
Okay.
14 to hit.
14 does hit.
For 10 damage.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
All right. Next up is going to be Dild.
I'm gonna throw a firebolt at one of them. Let's see here. Doo-doo-doo-doo. So I got it. Trying to see if I can hit one of these suckers. And that is not going to probably do. Let's see. I got an 11.
That's just an attack roll, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, 11 misses.
Okay. So there you go. That's my turn.
You do create a really cool melted path in the snow as the
Illumination.
all right. Next up in the order is the cat that is attacking Gray, and he's going to swipe at you with a claw.
Shield, I guess. Or well, I guess do I wait to do that until I know if it's gonna hit me or not? No.
Was that a reaction?
What is shield?
I think it is.
A reaction, yeah.
Yeah, I rolled
After the action, right?
I rolled a 19.
Okay. Then yeah, it doesn't do anything for me. I'm gonna take the hit either way. So never mind.
3 points of damage.
Okay. I am very bloody.
Next in the order is Gray.
Okay, I am going to. What do I want to do here? How close are the two? They're more than the cats are more than 5 feet apart, right? Yeah.
I would say probably.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to it didn't knock me down, so I'm still on my feet, right?
Yeah, it's never going to knock you down.
Okay.
If you got knocked down, you get up again.
So I'm going to do we're going to do Eldritch Blast. I'm going to do an Eldritch Blast. That is a 24 to hit.
Yep, that certainly hits.
And that is 11 damage.
Okie dokie.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to use my rabbit hop feature to leap back 10 feet from this. And as a bonus action, you can jump as a Harrigan. I can jump 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. I'm going to use this twice per long rest, but I'm going to use that to get some space.
So it basically just disengages you. And
Yeah,
moves
it
you
basically allows me to use a bonus action to disengage.
Cool. Next up is the cat attacking Tickles. And so he is going to continue to do so. And that is going to bite you. It's going to be a 23 to hit.
Oh, hits.
That's 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And then we're at Gish, who held his action before we go back to
Okay.
the top of the order.
The one that Doc hit, was that the one on Tickles or the one on Gray?
The one on Gray is the only one that's been hit.
Okay. Well, then I will turn to Tickles and tell him, "Don't be a wussy. Now hit that pussy." And I'll give him a die of Bardic Inspiration so that you get a D6.
Okay.
That was close to me losing my teeth. Just the wrong time. Or right, depending on how you look at it.
And anyway, within the next 10 minutes, so plenty of time, you can roll it and add to an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Attack roll. Add it to your next attack. Add it to attacks.
And that's a D6.
Now,
Okay.
And then I'll be done with my turn.
if I remember correctly, you have to add that before you know the result of the roll, right?
Let's see.
Well, I think you have to
The
know.
creature can wait until
before
after it rolls the D20 before deciding to use the Bardic Inspiration die, but must decide before the DM says whether the roll succeeds or fails.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, well, it is Tickle's turn.
Okay, so I rolled the attack, and,
Yeah.
before, and then, but I don't have to say that I'm going to use
Roll
it.
the attack, and then you sort of look at the number and think, okay, do I think that hit or not?
Oh, I
Or
see.
do I think
Yeah.
that's close
And if
enough
you
to
think
hit him?
Yeah, you
You know,
make
if it's
that
like-
decision in your head before you tell Alec.
Yeah. Because if it's like a 6, then you're going like, okay, I won't hit even if I add that on there. If
Yeah.
it's like
I'm going to use it.
you know you're going to hit no
I'm
matter
going to use it.
what.
I'm going to use it.
Okay.
That's a 16.
16 hits.
Awesome. Okay. Now I take my 12-sided die, right?
Smack it.
And I get 2 for rage, right?
Yep.
So that's 15.
Okie dokie.
I can put this back because I already used it, right?
Yeah, that's a one-time thing, the Bardic Inspiration. All right, back to Gish.
Give it a good knock. Let's go for Doc. And I'll do the same to you. Bardic Inspiration die, D6.
Alrighty.
All right, and it is Doc's turn.
I will first off try to hit the cat again, Warhammer. And that'll be a 21
Certainly.
for 11 damage.
He did not like that, but he looks very, very bloody and messed up. But
And then for
Okay.
bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on the rabbit. It'll be
Rabbit
6.
appreciates. How much?
6.
Needed that.
That'll be the end of my turn.
all right, Dild.
All right, I'll throw a firebolt at that same one that they've been hitting over there by Gray. That's going to be a dirty 20.
Yeah, that hurts.
And that's going to be 8 fire damage.
All right. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Yeah, you scorch this guy good, and he sizzles and falls down to the ground.
Hell yeah.
All right. Next in the order would have been that cat, but it is now deceased, so we are on to Gray.
All right. Well, I'm gonna maybe not do melee, and I'm gonna Eldritch Blast this other cat.
Okay.
So that is a 14 to hit.
14 hits.
And that is 8. What is that? Force damage, I think.
All right. This cat disengages from Tickles and starts to run down the mountain. So he runs 40 feet.
If he disengages, can I attack him? Because if he disengages,
No,
Oh,
disengage is an action that allows you to exit combat without gaining opportunity.
Such a pussy.
Yeah,
Isn't
well,
he majestic? Look at him go.
so we're back to the top with Tickles again.
but he went 40 feet, huh?
So it seems to be running away from you after its partner died.
I could rage towards him, right? But I only do 30 feet, so I'm going to reach him anyways.
Yeah, you'd have to have some sort of ranged attack.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Do you not have like a javelin or a spear?
I didn't pick one up.
Or a throwing dagger, or a crossbow, or a short bow, or
All I brought was an axe. That's all I brought. Was
Okay.
an axe.
Well.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll just hold my action, I guess.
all right, Gish.
As the cat runs away, and that's my action. That's what I do.
Okay. Doc.
I will. You said it was like 40 feet or so from me?
Yep.
Okay. Sacred Flame. That's a dex save, 14 to save.
Okay.
And if it fails,
That is a dirty 20.
okay, then it takes no damage.
Well, so these cats have an ability called spell turning.
Oh,
It has advantage on saving throws against any spell that targets only the cat. If the cat saving throw succeeds and the spell is 7th level or lower, the spell has no effect on the cat and instead targets the caster.
Yay.
Yeah.
You do it.
You have
I guess I'll do
inspiration.
a dex saving throw.
Yeah, please.
Thankfully, they didn't use it when I threw that cantrip at him earlier.
That's a dirty 20, so I saved.
Okay.
So I get no damage.
It's only on against saving throws, not against attack rolls. That's why I asked if you were doing an attack roll. Okay. Man, that would have been great.
Just one last parting.
you just see it like Doc cast a spell and then it like goes like after there and come back at him. Like, whoa.
Dild. Yes, Dild, you're next in the order.
I'm not chasing after it, so yeah, no action.
And Gray.
So you see Gray like raise his hand and start to like do like the Eldritch Blast, decide it's not worth it, and flip the cat off. Stomp back up the hill.
All right. It continues to run down the mountain and out of sight and disappears back into the snow. And you are out of combat.
Yay!
Those were large cats.
That
Yes, they
sucked.
were.
I forget. Gray's. You got hit and Pickles did not, or both?
I
of
got
you?
hit twice, yeah.
I get hit once.
Yeah.
So I am
No.
not. What did we decide? What was our definitions before?
Bloody is half.
Bloody
Yeah.
is half. Okay, I am no longer bloody after Doc healed me.
And I would heal you up, but that would take my last slot. So I'm gonna
That's fine.
wait to see if we need it.
See what we run into first. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Well, I during a short rest, I can perform and heal you by 1d6 if you'd like it. As long as
We're
we
not
don't
gonna
run
take
into
a
something
short
in the
I'm
next
taking a short
hour.
rest. Yeah.
We're not taking a short rest in the middle of on the mountain.
Well, if
Yeah.
we were walking for an hour,
Then
And
you're
that
not taking
should-
a rest.
Then you're not resting.
well, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, you need to find some sort of shelter or cover.
Yeah.
Or,
We can't.
Covered.
Unfortunately, we can't just take a rest out in the middle. So,
Yeah.
all right.
walk down the snow and
So are we
Okay.
gonna still do this at this point? Our guy is.
But we can't. He's gonna. I mean, I'm
I don't think he'll, just let everyone go.
right.
I think we're going to have to.
Right.
I mean, he hears you kind of talking about this and says, while I appreciate all you've done for me, and I would give you a life debt if you continue to help me up this mountain, but I must go. You have to understand this. So if you feel like you can no longer come with me, I cannot stop you from returning to town, but I am continuing up this mountain.
That's kind of what I figured.
And
Well, I'm good to go. Single file, shall we?
I grumble a little bit and start trudging up the mountain.
All right.
Yeah, we all
I'm
go.
secretly hoping that they're dead and I have something to loot. But
And Gish is skipping best he can through the snow.
All right. So you continue hiking up this mountain, and you approach a section of the mountain that, even to your novice eyes, appears vastly more difficult to traverse compared to your hike up until this point. Narrow ledges and icy cliffs zigzag their way up the mountain. It is undeniably perilous. However, it seems to be the only way to continue higher.
Well, this will be fun.
I'm gonna be grunting all the time.
Yeah, I'm going on unless someone says something that makes me
I
stop.
guess we continue. I mean, if this guy's going to keep going, I guess we're going. But
Following
All
the guide.
So what we're going to need to do is make a series of athletics group checks. We haven't done too many
Come
group
on.
oh, jeez.
checks. The way those work is everyone rolls an athletics save, and half the group or more must succeed to be a successful.
Now, if you have exhaustion, you have to roll with disadvantage, right?
Um,
Because that's the ability score. That's the one level of exhaustion.
I always
Disadvantage
break
on
it
ability
down.
checks.
Yeah.
I mean, is Boy still with us? Can we just strap him onto Boy and let Boy take him up the hill?
Or the
Oh,
big
yeah.
giant dragonborn to carry.
Exhaustion.
I thought that was the one level of exhaustion was disadvantage on ability checks.
On ability checks. Yep.
Yeah.
So that means I have disadvantage. Is anybody else, or is it just me that's
I
exhausted?
do too.
And me.
Okay, so three.
Yeah, we're fucked.
It's not gonna be good.
Wait a minute. Could Doc still? Could he use that inspiration die? Assuming he hadn't. It's 10 minutes. How long would you say it took
No,
us?
it's been longer than 10
Okay.
minutes.
It's longer than 10 minutes.
All right, so you want us to do our first one now? Is what you're saying?
Yep. And then we'll go around the horn so everyone's not yelling out their results at once.
What was we rolling again? I'm sorry.
Athletics.
Athletics. Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Why is that closed?
All right. Gray.
That is a 9. With this
9. Okay. Dild.
16 with disadvantage
All
and
right.
a -1 on strength.
Pickle.
Never
A
gonna roll
dirty 23.
Every 23 is dirty, but
Yeah, baby.
I know I will.
12 with disadvantage.
all right. And Gish.
19. I'm a big boy.
Three of us must have done it, I think, right?
Yeah. So the first section, you have to kind of climb over these very sharp rocks that lead up this first section, and you are able to help each other to achieve that section. Now I need you to do it another time, please.
Gnome wizard crushed that.
Ooh, that's a little better.
That one is not good.
Gray.
15 this time with this.
Dild.
11.
Pickle.
10.
Doc.
10.
Gish.
Natural 1.
Oh,
Ooh.
Jesus.
Plus
there we
1.
go.
So 2.
So 2. Okay.
All right. There's a very narrow kind of lip on the side of the cliff that you need to kind of shimmy across to get through this next section, and you are able to do it with Gish slipping a bit at one point, but you are able to help him catch his feet and continue on.
Damn.
And
Yeah, I
we need
didn't
to
think
do
that
it
was going to pass.
one more time.
One more time. Yeah.
Gray,
Good.
9 with disadvantage.
That's great.
Same. I got a 9. Disadvantage 9.
Tickles,
6.
Oh, sheesh.
Doc,
18.
and Gish.
Well, I thought it was a 9, but then I read it wrong. It's a 4.
You mistake a 4 for a 9.
I didn't. I have a plus
Oh,
1. It was a
Alabama.
3.
That's Alabama.
I don't suppose I could do acrobatics for one.
No, unfortunately not.
A lot of
Yeah,
single in this round.
this last section is a straight vertical climb on this ice shelf, and a bunch of you are having quite a difficult time doing it. You waste about an hour trying, and everyone who failed that check, which is everyone but Doc, takes another level of exhaustion.
Oh, shit.
For my first. Awesome.
So I get disadvantage then. Okay.
So
Which
I keep
now-
the disadvantage, but now I get my speed is half, right?
you just have. Yep.
So I it's both those things.
Oh, God.
I believe it's
It just compounds each time you add the
Yeah.
next thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Until you die.
Yeah.
That's the
Well, that's the last level. Death.
That's the 6th level.
yes. Okay.
All right.
I need you to try again.
Oh goodness.
Oh,
I'm not going to use those 2 dice anymore.
Had 3 really good rolls in a row.
17.
Dill,
12.
Yeah.
Tickles,
12.
Doc,
18.
and Gish.
10.
God, but
Wow. All right. Well, with your hour of failure, you must have learned a thing or two, because you are all able to scale this cliff and reach a plateau that leads to the next section of this mountain.
Just snapped off that frostbitten finger and kept going.
Out of my past 5 rolls, I've rolled 3 over 20. So
Wow.
get prepared for some suckage next.
Yeah. a lot of
I mean,
average.
I had a lot of double digits on those dice, thank goodness.
well, that thing was that time I rolled identical 14s, which with my plus 3 was like, oh. So,
That'll do it.
All right. You continue to trudge through the snow and wind and wet, and suddenly through the whipping snow up ahead on your left, you spot a 15-foot high, 10-foot wide cave mouth. Blood splatters the ground some distance from the entrance, but more concerning is the fresh path of blood leading into the open maw of the cave. Clearly something or someone was dragged into this cave.
I think this may be what we're looking for.
That's not dangerous looking at all.
Let's not just jump to assumptions. There might be lots of these kind of caves around.
This is not the bloody cave you're looking for.
Mr. Yeti, is this your cave?
Yeti.
so can I do a perception check as we look at this cave?
Yeah.
Oh, well, shit.
I want to investigate the entrance. Can I, feel
7 on my perception check.
I'm sorry.
First die are going to the back of the line.
I don't know what I would investigate except for the
You're taking
bloody
his
snow.
Neapolitan ice cream.
Yeah. Can I investigate? Was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't notice anything unusual with the 7.
Ooh, I'm gonna get a big score on that one. Let's see.
With disadvantage?
Oh, I got to do disadvantage. God damn it!
Oh, hell, I would have been worse than a 7. I forgot to do the disadvantage.
No, I still got 18 on my disadvantage roll, but I would have had 25, I think.
Okay. What are you trying to discern?
I'm trying to get a sense of you know, what is the blood? You know, where is it? You know, how much blood? What is it from? What footprints am I seeing? You know, what am I? You know, what do I see? Any scraps of clothing?
You definitely see some signs of a struggle, but you can't really make out footprints per se or animal tracks.
Okay.
You do see clearly this drag mark leading into the cave, but from a distance you can't really see where that goes inside the cave. What you do notice though is that this opening to the cave, you would expect it to have a lot of icicles and stuff hanging down from it, as there's a lot of snow on the upper shelf of it, but they all seem to be kind of knocked away, and so it seems like something is using this cave.
Sure.
Frequently.
And no sounds or anything, no screaming or anything.
Not from where you're standing. Certainly, you're somewhat deafened by the wind and the.
Okay.
Well,
I guess we're gonna go in.
So,
as you're all kind of like looking around and examining the snow and testing the wind and looking around, Garrett says, "Yeah, this was the place that we were attacked. Could have just asked me,
I was about
You didn't even say anything. He just stood there.
What does he see?
You just started doing things, and he just sat back. I was like, "What the fuck?"
That adds up.
so
Puts away the microscope. Put away my microscope and all my bottles and beakers. Yeah, fine.
I'm gonna have everybody I'm gonna approach the entrance to the cave and let's see what I want to do here. And as I get to the entrance, I'm going to. So as I get to the entrance, do I hear anything at this point?
No, you can't really hear too much. I mean, you can't tell if you hear some noise ahead of you, but you can't tell if it's the wind just bouncing off the walls of this cave, or it's not discernible as anything recognizable other than just some sound.
So as we get to the entrance, I'm going to, or as I get to the entrance, I'm going to speak in Yeti into the cave. Friend, we come in peace. And does anything react?
You do not hear any sort of reaction or response to that, no.
So at that point, I'm going to continue forward cautiously.
Okay.
And once I'm fully in the cave, I'm going to try to do another perception check.
Okay. So when you walk into the cave, the path of the cave kind of branches. It has 20-foot high concave ceilings. Immediately to your left, a large sheet of ice spans the entire path in that direction. And
meaning it's an ice wall blocking it?
No, the ground is like an ice shelf.
Okay.
And to your right, you see most of the floor has fallen away, leaving a giant chasm. However, there is still a narrow, rocky ledge that appears to be connected by a natural stone bridge.
Okay.
So it is perilous looking, but passable. And on your left, there is just sheer ice.
Do I see blood anywhere?
You see traces of blood, but
The
because
trail
it's more
ended here.
because it's more like kind of rocks and stuff inside. It's kind of harder to tell like where the drag path leads. It's not as like it's not just fresh snow everywhere.
Right.
But there's traces of blood in both directions.
In both directions. Okay.
Yeah, you can't really tell like how old or new that the blood is in either direction, but
I'm gonna.
it is
Now that I'm sort of out of the wind of the opening, I'm gonna try. Like I said, I'll try another perception check. Fuck, disadvantage. 7.
yeah, it's a cave, man.
Caveman, where?
The Geico caveman comes out.
Where's that damn guy go?
Says, you found the secret to getting money on your car insurance knocked off.
It's not Phil Hartman's caveman lawyer.
All right. So am I in here by myself? Did the rest of the group follow me, or what are we? What
I
are
would
no one has
totally
said
be
so.
following.
Yeah, I thought we were
following.
sticking together. No.
But somewhat back because of the way you're just like, leave me alone, let me talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Gish would be like right behind you with this face.
Well, yeah, you guys, unless you speak Yeti, all you did was.
I'm taking notes though. I like every new language, so I'm just writing everything you say down. Sounded like there was an apostrophe on
Yeah,
the.
how do you spell
With many vowels.
So I guess I did a percent. I guess actually, can I do an investigation on the ground to see if like the blood is more in one direction or another?
Sure, yeah, go for it.
So I'll do a. Right. Oh, there we go. 10.
Yeah, even with a 10, you can tell that there is certainly some fresher blood leading to the right.
Which is the little ledge.
Yes.
Okay.
How does a giant yeti walk across that ledge like that?
He's got very dainty feet.
He does.
I mean,
They're
yeah,
used to
yeah,
being. They live
It's
in the
not big.
mountains.
It's not Bigfoot.
He's adapted
No.
to the mountains.
Yeah,
But he's a
Yetis
Yeti.
can climb and jump and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Skipping.
So I guess
prance.
I'm gonna like cautiously. So I got like 120 feet of dark vision. What can I see as I get to the edge of the start of this little ledge, and I look down into the right, down the right passage.
Yeah. So past the chasm, you see that the path cuts pretty hard to the right, but otherwise you can't.
Can't really tell anything.
There's like a chasm on either side of the stone bridge, so
Okay.
the
And how
chasm-
wide is this little bridge?
it's wide enough. It's not like a balance beam.
I mean, yeah. How treacherous, I guess, does it look?
It looks fairly passable.
Okay. So this is something I can walk across. This is not something that's going to take like acrobatics checks to get across.
It appears very walkable. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna start across the bridge, I guess. Then.
Okay. Anyone following him?
We're all found.
I'm gonna wait to see how he gets across first.
Yeah.
How
I'm cheering. Great.
I don't want to put too much weight on it, but
I mean, yeah, you make it to the other side, no problem.
Okay.
then I'll follow after he.
I as well.
Okay.
I'll go last because I'm the biggest, I guess, right?
What do we see now that we're on the other side of this bridge?
All right. When you reach the other side, like I said, it takes a sharp cut to the right, and the section narrows quite a bit, forming a much tighter path than before. The floor of this path is covered with bones, some gnawed clean and some still with bits of flesh on them. Lining the walls of this passage are small niches, each filled with a carefully placed frozen decapitated head.
Nice.
Well, there you go.
Are the is the guide and the other dude with us?
Mm-hmm.
They went across. Okay. Well, then I turned to the guy that we found. I forget his name. Is it Garrett?
Garrett. Yep.
Garrick. Okay. Hey, Garrick. This is a little morbid, but do any of those heads look familiar?
He kind of pushes his way to the front of this group and looks at these walls, and he hangs his head sadly and he says, "Oh yes, this is clearly Makingo, growling bear, the Goliath that was part of our group. He must have met a terrible fate at the
But
end.
that's the only one?
Yes, I do not recognize these others.
So there are two more who are possibly still alive, or at least whole.
Hey,
It's not the best news, but it's better than,
hey, well, at least we know Stinkfinger's still alive. Oh, Fish Finger. I'm sorry.
maybe.
Gordon's fish fingers.
I thought Fish Fingers was the halfling. Okay, I was thinking.
Well,
Apostrophe, whatever.
is this room? Can you see in the room that there's like a tunnel or another room somewhere? It's not just its own little thing with no dead end.
So it's a passage that basically it cuts to the right and then cuts hard back to the left. So you're in this passage, so you can't really see what's around that bend at the moment.
Okay,
Around the
well,
next end.
then I will continue on.
Again, as I approach the other end, I'm going to speak again in Yeti. And
Before we do anything, the
reaction.
piles of bones. Is it anything worth? Can we search the bones?
Heads, wasn't it?
Can we search the area?
Yeah, go for it. Make
I like-
an investigation check.
He's looking for silver and gold.
And then you have disadvantage.
Investigation, right? There you go.
Yeah, you still have
Anybody a-
disadvantage, dude.
Is
Or
anybody
no,
a
tickles,
dentist?
do tickles have disadvantage? Or just
Yeah, it was everybody, I thought, except Doc.
oh yeah, because we had because everybody got the level from
And so I got a 4 then.
Yeah, but at least you have your
Yeah.
speed.
You find, I mean, there's like bits of hide and armor and different skulls from goats and stuff. There is a great axe that has seen better days, but it is clearly not magical. And that's about it.
Okay. So yeah, did I get any response when I got to the edge of the left turn and I spoke again in Yeti?
No, but you definitely hear at this point. You hear some guttural chuckling and some cries.
Who disturbs my slumber?
Do
I'm
I
going
hear
to tell
that?
everybody to like kind of just stay behind me, and I'm going to slowly proceed forward, hands out as I kind of see.
Is this like the knight who gets killed by the bunny in Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's just a bunny. I'll go check on it. All right. No, this is not going to be a good idea. Aren't you the one with the most injuries too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm also the one that can speak to it, so we're.
I'm really impressed by his confidence.
Okay. The passage opens to a large chamber. It is about 10 feet higher up than where you are, but there is a short flight of stairs in this rock that leads up. And as you kind of reach your vision reaches the top of the staircase, you see a very strange sight. A mother Yeti sits back and watches as her child knocks around a curled up halfling wearing winter gear like a ball. The halfling cries out as she's tossed back and forth. You only witness this strange game for a moment, though, because as soon as you enter, the Yeti child sees you and appears terrified and dashes back to its mother and clings to her back. The mother Yeti stands to her full height and lets out a roar that shakes the walls.
So at that moment, I put my hands out and I say, "Wait, friend," and Yeti, like, "Wait, friend. I mean you no harm. I am," and I say my name, and then I say, "an adopted member of the Glacier clan. Please, just speak with me for a moment."
You speak, good Yeti. What business do you have here?
I am part of a group that was just looking to find some people that were lost in the mountain. We did not mean. Obviously, they've run afoul of you, it appears. We're just trying to get them back to their families. We will provide you with meat or whatever if you need it. But we're just looking for these folks that were lost.
My son was very much enjoying playing with his food, but I'm sure I can help a brother out. And at this point, the halfling has scrambled to her feet and kind of dashed over towards you and hidden behind Garrett and Boy.
May I ask, did they invade your space, or what was the cause for this conflict?
We are very hungry. The curse of the Frostmaiden does not exclude Yeti.
I understand.
We do not mind the cold, but much of our prey does.
I can point you in the direction of where we killed a mountain cat just this afternoon.
They taste terrible.
I know. We did also see some goats going, and I
taste good.
and I kind of described where we last saw the goats going up the mountain.
Thank you, Brother Gray.
Is this the only? And I point to the halfling, the only survivor of the group that you encountered that was still here?
The third member was chased higher up the mountain. I am not sure what happened to him or her.
Thank you, and we will leave you be now. And with that, I turn to the halfling and go, and I kind of just put my back out of the. We will disturb you no longer, and I back away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you retreat back down the stairs and back into this narrow passageway.
And I'm like, and the halfling, I assume, comes around the corner, and I'm just like, out of the cave now, or back to the entrance, and
says, "Well, you don't have to ask me twice."
And I'm talking to the whole group. Back to the entrance.
All right. You start walking back towards the entrance, and this halfling, while surprisingly mostly unharmed, is moving very slowly. It seems just brutally exhausted by this ordeal.
Right.
How big can I pick it up?
Well, it's a her, not an it.
Can I pick her up?
I mean, not without consent.
Can I help her along?
Yeah, you can attempt to help her.
Yes, I'll attempt to help her. Do I need to roll something for that?
No. You
Okay.
can just assist her in getting out of this cave. All right. When you reach the mouth of the cave, you take a couple of steps out, and just in time to see the male Yeti returning, carrying the fresh corpse of a mountain goat under one arm. Seeing you exit its home, it drops the goat, roars, and charges you.
Wait. It's like I yell in Yeti, your family meant no harm. Wait. We're friends. Probably not gonna do anything.
It slows its charge and plants its claws in the snow in front of him and snarls at you and says, "You speak good, Yeti, but how do I know you did not harm my child?"
I will come with you to see your family is safe if you leave my friends here.
Very well. I've never tasted one of your kind.
Tastes like chicken.
I would think it would taste like rabbit, but
Well, yeah, that would be most likely. So I will go with it.
Okay. So you guys are all waiting outside for
Yeah.
what feels like a while. And then after a bit, the Yeti comes back out with Gray, and they're kind of like patting each other on the back and laughing and grunting at each other. And he waves you off, and he retreats back in the cave with his goat, and everything seems okay.
Well, I guess we should continue up then. There's
No,
one more.
Is there a cave or anything? Well, is there a place anywhere that we can?
You mean is there another?
Before we go further?
Yeah.
I think it's best we not push our luck here.
I mean, you have not. This is the first kind of evidence of any sort of protective covering or cave or anything that you've seen so far. It's a pretty, it's a mountain. It's not like littered with houses.
Well, if there's one, there's probably one more, something we could make do with.
I mean, I guess, I don't know. Do we proceed? So, yeah, I related the story basically that I heard from them that the other one went further up the mountain. So, what do our guides think about, like, they're used to being up here? Is there some place, do they know this mountain? Is there some place they think we can find at least temporary shelter?
They say that's typically why we bring tents and sleeping gear, and that there's very little in the way of areas to take a nap in this mountain.
Well, not necessarily take a nap, but just
we are close to the summit. I think we should push forward and try to make it back down as quickly as possible. That would
Then let's do it.
all right.
Tally ho.
Okay. You slodge through this ever increasing cold and snow further up the mountain, and you come to the edge of a vast and deep crevasse with nowhere to go but down. A collapsed tent lies half buried in the snow near the precipice. Jutting out of a nearby snowbank is a pair of blue leather boots. Next to this grim display, a figure in cold weather clothing sits in the snow, her knees pulled tight to her chest. Horns protrude from underneath the figure's fur-lined hood. And the halfling, kind of as quickly as she can manage, runs up towards her and screaming, "Asterisk! Asterisk!" And she gets closer to her, and you can see by her body language that it is not good.
Asterisk, I thought it was pronounced Prince.
So yeah, so
did she jump down, or like how far is this?
she froze. She said they're frozen, right?
It's on the edge of the crevasse.
Yeah, but it appears to have frozen to death.
Yeah, so as you get closer, you definitely see that this tiefling is frozen solid, her teeth clenched and her eyes frozen open, staring at the blue boots.
Oh, so they're not her boots. So there's somebody else that froze up here as well.
Investigate the blue boots.
Here you go.
Okay.
17.
All right. Yeah. You kind of start to brush away some of the snow surrounding these boots, and you see that they are connected to a pair of legs that are coming out of the snow.
Okay.
Short legs.
You said short legs?
Short legs.
Why do you think that was so?
Go ahead and try and pull the thing out.
Okay. Make a strength check for me, please.
Righty. That be with disadvantage?
Yeah, because you're still low.
Yeah. Okay, so that would that's going to be a 3, so I doubt it.
Can I try?
Yeah, go ahead. We can help them out.
with disadvantage, right?
Well, if they're both doing it, would it just be a straight roll?
Well, I've already rolled.
He already rolled though. Somebody else would have to. I guess I
I'll
can
help
assist.
because
Or,
I see my boy
yes,
there.
if you help Tickles, then it could be a straight roll.
Okay, so straight roll. That's an 11.
Yeah, not quite good enough to pull it out, but you definitely feel it loosening.
No, I can try again, right? Anything against me trying it
That's
again?
trying to like dig it out instead of just
Yeah.
pulling it out.
Rather than pull it out, just go over and
All right, so we dig then.
dig. I guess I can help dig or whatever.
Yeah, we all start digging then, I guess.
All right. How long would you like to spend digging?
No more than 2 minutes.
Like just long enough to see what. If you said there were short legs, just to see like what this body is. I mean, like.
Yeah, I mean the further
It's gonna
down,
take like an hour. I'm not digging for an hour.
No,
the further down you get, the harder the ground becomes more frozen. So you get to about this creature's waist. It seems to be that of a dwarf, but unless you want to spend some significant more time trying to dig it out, pulling it out would probably be
Easier.
faster way to get it done. Perhaps not the easier way to get it done, but
What's my strength?
I try again all by myself
okay.
just to see what happens.
You don't want somebody to assist you?
An
All right.
8.
Not gonna do it.
Yeah, I already was an assistee, so I didn't think I could do it again.
All right. I grabbed Dild and was like, let's show these folks how it's done. Assist me, Dild.
I mean, I don't know that I'm going to do much
You're
better.
assisting, which means I can roll without disadvantage.
Okay, that's all it means.
That is a 12. It's probably not enough.
I mean, yeah, I guess with the amount of times you've been pulling on this body, despite some feeble efforts, you do manage to wrench this body out from the ice and the snow, and you kind of tumble backwards as you loose it because it comes free a bit sooner than you expected because it is missing its head.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Dude,
All right,
they're banging. You're stronger than you look.
So, yeah, at this point, we're like, I think it's best. This person's probably been here for a while. Was there you said it looked like a dwarf?
Mm-hmm.
To our guides, was there a dwarf that's gone missing recently in the mountains?
Who are you asking this to?
The two guides,
Oh,
Garrett and Jartha.
they say, well, I don't keep track of every dwarf that comes up this mountain, but I know that there is a group of dwarves who live near the foot of the mountain in some a cave system. So this could be one of them, perhaps. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, with that, unfortunately, it seems your friends to the halfling that survived and Garrett seems they didn't make it. Best that the rest of us make it down the mountain before we share their fate.
Are there anything in her tent or on her that we could use?
So
Can we take the tent? Can we take anything?
The tent is definitely shredded. It does not seem useful, but if you'd like to search either of the bodies,
yeah, I just rolled an investigation on the dwarf's body with the disadvantage and got an 18.
Okay. You find an empty wineskin, a half-eaten block of goat's cheese, and a miner's pick.
I'll go ahead and take the miner's pick.
You got it.
So,
About in the remnants of the tent, I guess. Investigation. Oh, nice. 17.
You start digging through what you only recognize as a tent just from because you are able to put pieces together in your brain to say, I understand this was once a tent. But
Gotcha.
anything that would have been useful in this tent has been long scavenged.
Okay.
Can we search the other one? The friend of the.
Yeah, go for it.
Did the boots look fancy or anything like that?
I mean, they're blue, which is unusual,
Yeah.
but they're not. They just seem like leather boots.
Okay.
All right.
I'll go ahead and take them. Just to,
Okay,
maybe
sure.
they might be identifiable to somebody.
I with the disadvantage, I rolled a 19.
Oh, geez, Louise. Okay. Yeah, you find a potion of invisibility
Take it.
and a leather-bound spell book.
Oh, I'll take that too.
Did I see a book there? Was that perhaps something I'd be interested in?
Maybe.
Maybe the wizard might want the
The
spell
wizard
book.
might have use of the spell book, but the
All right,
barbarian would
okay.
not.
I give him the spell book. There you
Did
go.
you say this was the summit?
Right. So take your pictures now.
It's not quite the summit, but it is.
Do we have any idea about how high up we are?
High. But I mean, I couldn't tell you there's no guide on this map to show you like what the scale is.
So more than 600 feet for sure, probably. It is a mountain, so
It's a mountain, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
We're making mountains out of the molehills.
As I say, if
Can you
it's 600
take-
feet high, it's not a mountain.
yeah. Well, technically, I think if it's under like 1,000 feet, it's not a mountain. But if it's over that, it is a mountain. And
I mean, it's called Kelvin's Cairn, so I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't know geology enough to tell you.
How tall is a Karen?
They're usually about 5'3", 5'4".
all right, so
Unless you
I'm
cut
like
if you cut
strongly
the hair.
suggesting
Say
at this
the hair
point
makes
we
it a couple
get
inches
off
higher.
this mountain and not worry about how tall it is.
John, do you flip through the spell book?
I mean, probably not right now. I'll probably wait till we're not dying of frostbite. You can always just email me whatever later.
Okay.
If that's easier.
yeah. Just for FYI, a cairn is a mound of rough stones built as a memorial or landmark, typically on a hilltop or skyline.
It just might be in the shape of, obviously it's a mountain in the shape of a.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. So I guess we head down then.
Start down. Get the heck out of here.
We got everything we needed.
Yeah, can we go down the opposite way so we don't have to go to the cave again?
Well, actually, I mean, shouldn't. Well, it doesn't matter if you go by the cave. They're not going to bother us anymore.
Well, as far as you know, but they could change their mind.
Well, and we told them we was going to leave them alone and not bother them anymore. I just assume.
Yeah, if we can, let's go down the opposite way. Maybe
Well, I don't want to go down the other side of the mountain, but I
Not
want
going down the
to.
other side of the mountain.
No, I mean you can. I mean,
You just give the cave a wide berth. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't want to go let's go tracing right in front of the cave again.
We just give it as wide a berth as we can.
down and around the cave. So,
Go
yeah.
a few hundred yards away or
Yeah.
feet or whatever meters. I don't care.
I mean, there is kind of a path that would be somewhat treacherous to get back down, but is more direct. But it wouldn't have been able to. You wouldn't have been able to get up it. But you can try to go down it to avoid some of the perilous climb area in the frozen cave.
Was it not going to be perilous going down if it's too steep to go up?
Well, it's more of imagine an Olympic luge.
I mean, I think we would
Oh,
ask.
I'm in for a
I
luge.
think we would ask the guides what's the best way to get out. I guess that's what they're there for.
Can we just slide on the luge?
Or you could just try it, I guess. Whatever works.
It's not. I'm exaggerating it. It's not really a luge. It's just a steep decline that you could use. You all bought
Kind got the
Crampons and
crampons. And,
Crampons.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you could try to get back down it, but I will make you make not as many group checks, but you still have to make some sort of save. Or
it's dangerous. Losers
we
never
have to do
prosper.
that
Which
anyway,
way
but other
has
ways.
less saves?
Let's go for it.
Okay, let's have you do another group athletics check.
Oh, geez.
But I will say, I would have given you advantage because you had all this gear, but because you have exhaustion, let's just make it a straight roll.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Okay, well, then I'll roll. What is this, athletics?
Yep.
13.
18.
15.
21.
Oh, baby.
19.
Yeah, you straight up Jamaican bobsleds team it straight down.
One for the rhythm, one for the ride.
You got it. So yeah, that takes you back down to
It's a cool running joke.
the area where the avalanche was.
It's a
Okay.
running joke.
So you still need to go a little ways down the mountain back to the base camp area and then back to town from there.
All right.
All right. So what do we need to
Working our way down, I guess.
You wouldn't have to have a guess of how far up we are from this area to the base camp, would you?
You're really interested in the altitude. How
Yeah,
are you
is
just
there-
worried about
yeah.
how high you are?
Are you trying to ascertain whether or not you can do something?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to tell us what it is.
I
Do
mean,
something stupid and cause an avalanche. Gray is going
Seriously. Yeah. We don't want another avalanche or Yeti
Like,
problem.
if you cause something, Gray
the
is going
area.
to try to kill you.
So the area where you had the avalanche happen to you, where you were at right about now, is roughly halfway from the height that you had maxed out on.
But I don't know what that height is, so I have no
Well,
idea.
neither do I.
Okay.
Like I said, it does not
Well,
give you.
I guess we're rolling again then.
let's go?
No. It's from here down. It's like you walk this section,
Oh.
so you can just hike down the rest of the way without any
Athletics.
issues. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, no kidding. We should buy a 10, huh?
Wait a minute. When we get to base camp, there are 2 tents there, are there not?
Let's see.
Because when we first come to the camp where we
Yep.
got the dogs, there were 2 tents.
Yeah, but one might belong to the
I assume they belong to the guy,
guide, right?
Yeah.
but maybe not.
I'm just saying, if there's 2 tents there and they're large enough and looking good enough
It's
condition,
only holding
we could rest there.
4 people.
Oh, we can rest there.
Or we could
It
just
doesn't say anything about the tents. It just says there are 2 tents pitched in the snow. So if they're pitched, I would assume they're still usable. But
or we could make it back to
They were-
town and like
I mean, they were only made really to hold 4 people, I assume, because that's how many people were using them.
Well, we would be 8 people, so that's 4 and 4. How far away are we from the town to base camp? If we're not that far away, we could just truck on.
Trucking, yes, indeed, we're trucking.
It's intense.
The only thing that it says is that you could spend up to 8 hours searching for the camp if you didn't have the guide with you. So, I mean, it is some distance. It's not like, a hop, skip, and a jump. It is still a bit of a hike back.
Yeah. Do we
What-
want to rest in the Hence,
You know what? We've got 2 guides. Why don't we ask them?
yeah, well, I'm asking. Gish is asking everybody.
Well, let's ask the guides.
Yeah, well, they would be everybody.
Yeah, but I meant, I think I would take their opinion over ours.
They say, well, it's an easy hike back, but it is not without its possible toils and troubles.
I'm willing to.
Excellent non-answer.
I say we head back.
Yeah.
Personal thoughts, so we can get somewhere warm and get some actual rest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm personally not really hurting, so I don't mind the walk.
Well, all right then. I guess we should go.
Okie dokie. So you're hiking along, and after a little while, in the distance, you see a large herd of woolly mammoth.
Okay, they just chilling, or what are we? They come in our direction, away.
I mean, unless they're coming toward us, we'll just keep trucking.
No, I mean they're far enough away that you can try to circumvent them for sure.
All right, let's circumvent.
I did that once and I couldn't walk for 3 years.
All right, yeah. I mean you are able to keep your distance, and they, seem to be aware of you, but don't seem to have any mind to try to get you.
Okay.
So make it back no harm, no foul, or
How close are we getting back to town at this point?
Yeah, you make it back to same with the town, Care Konig, which is the town you left from.
Place to stay. Rest. We all have exhaustion and everything else.
Well, if you remember,
Do we go drop him off at his house?
Well, no, his house is clear across the
map.
we're into the tin town.
right, it's another full day hike.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Was this the place with the church?
No.
Okay.
The only place we went to in this town was we went to the
Frost,
adventure outfitters when we
Frozen
first
Far
got there.
expeditions.
Yeah. And then they immediately, then from there, we went up the mountain. We haven't visited anywhere else in this town, really.
Well, he would be the one we would ask.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
the guy that lives here that works the
Yeah.
Charthra, if there's a place that we can,
Or the
Rest
guides?
up.
Yeah, any of the guides, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, there is an inn called the Northern Light.
Book it.
yes.
I hope they left the light off.
The Northern Light it is.
Sorry, I'm just looking something up. 1 second.
You're okay.
What's the rating of it?
It's like a
Yelp,
1.5.
somebody Yelp it.
Below 4 stars, we have an issue.
You might have an issue. Gray does not have an issue with this one.
I don't either. Oh, back.
Yeah.
Gray's issue is he has 2 levels of exhaustion, and he would like to not have 2 levels of exhaustion.
Well, if we go through a long rest, you get rid of one.
I know. So yeah, I'm happy to be in this town for a couple days.
Well, it's only you and Dill that have the two, right?
And Doc.
Oh, he has two as well.
I think
Yeah, I
so.
only have one.
There was 3 of us that had initially had
It would be
disadvantage.
nothing. It's. I think it's you and me, Tony, that only have the one.
Yeah.
So we'll be good after one night.
Okay. Yeah, you can book rooms and let's see. I wish they would tell you like what these inns charge.
Well, how many rooms do you want to put us in? Because
There's like so detailed in some things.
And in some things there's
the
not.
last time it was expensive, like a gold a night or something.
Nah, that's probably not that much. I used to have one. I don't know if I still have that open. I think I closed all those, but I had a thing that just had like a generic ends and that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, I found something that says there's like a guide for like
Yeah,
compared from wretched to aristocratic and how much they cost.
Yeah,
So I would say this is 2 silver pieces a night per person.
perfect.
Done.
One gold for all of us.
Before you retire to your room, that the halfling thanks you for rescuing her, but clearly is sad at the loss of her compatriots, and says, I think I need to spend some time finding myself and maybe hang out my adventuring gear for now, but I won't forget what you did for me up there. And she retires to a room, and
I was hoping to find out how she got that name, Fish Finger.
given to her at Ellis Island.
Fish Finger.
All right.
Okay, so
We disturbed any, or are we going straight to bed? I assume, since everyone.
I mean, I'm sure Garrett wants to get back, but we need to rest up before we escape across the map.
In actuality, he needs to rest also.
I would think so, yeah.
Well, we've already discovered there's no one to go after anymore, so yeah, he's probably.
Right, so we rest up.
When Alec gets that look and he's like, it's like,
No,
okay.
sorry, I'm just trying to read something. Yeah, I mean, it's an inn. It's not like you're out in the wilderness. You get a full night's sleep and you have a long rest.
Cool.
Would you like to
Do we want to
explore this town, or you just want to head straight out and back to deliver Garrett home?
He probably wants to go home. Maybe we should do that first.
or do we need to, take another long rest for the people that had
Garrett, you mind doing another night so everyone can
look
be
around and then stay another night?
Right.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Per long rest, you get rid of 1 level of exhaustion. So
So I'm down to 1 level of exhaustion.
I mean, I'm fine now, but
okay. I thought you had 2 like John and I. Okay.
I just had 1, but I'm down for looking around town and then everybody taking another long rest.
Yeah, I'm game for that because I'm fine.
I like Gordon's always worried about me. Check on the wizard. Bring the tents.
Wizard's
Is
not
the
dead
wizard
yet.
dead?
Well,
I'm just
is
cold.
Garrett
I'm just
okay
cold
with
and tiny. That's all.
Yeah, so we can explore town first before we go back, I guess. We haven't been to this town yet.
So I assume Garrett's cool with it. Then we don't have to talk him into staying.
I mean, not the coolest probably, but I mean, he does have his dog. He probably is just going to leave without you. And you can, when you get back to Targos, you can talk about your reward money.
Well, there wasn't any money anyway. It was
Right.
like we got, what was it, the Luskan arms. Basically, we could stay for free, and
Yeah.
And
Well,
he
wait a
offered,
minute. If there's no money and he's gone back on his own, then we don't have to go back at all.
well, you were going to get some scrimshaw from the guy.
And don't we need to escort what's his name all the way back?
I mean, you don't.
and to
you
make sure he
probably-
actually gets back, I guess.
I would kind of not like to just leave that to chance.
Yeah, seeing as we went to all this trouble, it would be kind of silly to not
Yes.
see him home. So I mean, I guess we could go on and
Okay.
go
I mean,
on
you
and
can
go.
try to convince him to stay for a bit if you want to rest. for
Well, I
another night.
mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it would be nice if he would stay long enough for us to get completely recovered from the expedition.
And probably him too.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably still pretty white. So
Can someone just persuade? Who's got the best persuasion? Gish,
Yeah,
persuade him to take another day.
Garrett, if you don't care, why don't you and I, walk around, explore, and just rest up another day? Because some of our friends are still very exhausted, and we want to make sure you get home safely. With your dog this time. It
All
does
right,
make
make
sense, doesn't it?
make a persuasion roll for me.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, he definitely agrees. He's like, oh, yes, I suppose I am still quite tired from my ordeal. It would be good to rest another day before the long hike back to Targos.
Great. While you rest, I'll entertain. And I'll whip out my recorder and start playing.
All right.
One of these times it's going to be a kazoo.
So while we're
So all right. So we go
here
around.
in,
So,
go ahead.
the town of Caer Konig sits quietly at the foot of Kelvin's cairn. A few bundled up people shuffle between snow-battered houses, keeping their heads down, barely bothering to give you a look as you walk past them. A pile of snow stirs as you pass it, and someone hidden beneath it suddenly stands. The figure looks around and yells, "Who goes there? Is it thieves? I found these creeping bastards." When he pulls down the scarf covering his face, you see a silver dragonborn holding on to an empty wine bottle as if it was a weapon. He belches, grins at you, and says, "Pardon my manners. Bit jittery with all the thieving going on. I'm Torvis, the town speaker."
You see, he's a dragonborn.
Silver dragonborn.
Hey, how you doing? I asked him. I
I'm
asked him,
doing quite fine, thank you.
"What are you doing out here in the snow?"
I'm looking for... This town's had some thieving troubles. No one's seen anything really, though. Just the other night, a lantern over the Northern Lights was stolen. Corey won't let me hear the end of it because I haven't been able to find those responsible. Not yet, anyway, but I have a knack for the stuff. So I was hiding here, trying to get the jump on them.
I'm
Nice.
afraid it's not us. We just got to town just yesterday, last night.
Oh,
If
so
there's
you must have stayed. Come, follow me. And he starts taking off back towards the inn. And when you get there, he says, "See, the lantern's missing. There's a hook hanging from the top of the door that you would expect probably at one point held a lantern." And he says, "Come in, please. Let's go in. Let's get out of the cold, and perhaps we can have a chat." The inn appears to be mostly empty. A young woman looks up at you as you enter, gives Torvis a chastising smile, and says, "Did you fall asleep outside again? I'm telling you, Torvis, one day you're going to have to stop relying on the kindness of strangers." The woman then opens the door into what looks like a kitchen and calls out, Heat up something for Torvis. He's been out patrolling again.
So I'm going to take what's his name? Trovis?
Torvis?
Lewis.
Torvis.
Tortoise? I'm gonna
Torvis.
Torvis. I don't know. I'm gonna take the Dragonborn guy, and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk and have a couple of drinks and find out what's going on in the town.
Okay.
Not sure he's going to be the best source, but
Well, the woman introduces herself as Allie. As
Allie?
Allie, Allie, the owner of the inn. She says,
and this was the inn we stayed at. The what was it called?
the Northern Light.
Northern Light.
Says, my sister Corey, she's working in the kitchen. And she says, "Come here, Torvis. Let's get you a chair." And she kind of helps him stumble as he's stumbling, and has him take a seat. I don't know what he told you, but there has been a series of break-ins and robberies lately, including someone stealing our precious magical lantern, which are in his name for. The only clue that we've seen is a set of tracks leading in the direction of Kelvin's Cairn.
We're going back.
What kind of tracks did they look like?
Do they match a pair of boots? Like, don't you have the boots still?
Yeah.
Do they match these boots?
Well, she kind of like looks over her shoulder and says, "Well, if you ask me, I'd say the tracks were made by dwarves who live in the valley at the base of Kelvin's Cairn." And as she's saying this, the door of the kitchen swings open and a stern-looking woman enters holding a steaming bowl of soup. She places the bowl down in front of Torvis and says, "No dwarf did this. Someone would have spotted him. Caught him? No, something more's going on. Besides, what use do hungry dwarves have for a lantern?"
Well, I don't know, but we'd like to hear about it. At least I would. Can we get some more of that soup?
"Soup coming up," and she heads back towards the kitchen.
So, Torvis, right? So let's talk to Allie. So what's the story about Taurus? Allie must, what's his story? Because I mean, you don't see much Dragonborn up here.
See, he's sitting right there with us. Are you asking this in front of him?
Well, let the guy eat his soup. The guy's been so I was like, hey, what's the story about this guy?
So you're asking Allie, or you're asking?
I'm asking Allie. I'm sure. Carrie went back to the kitchen. Travis, or whatever his name is, eating the soup. Taurus is eating the soup. So I asked Allie, what's the story of Taurus?
Tony, this. You're driving me crazy.
This.
Taurus Bulba.
So you start asking Allie, and Torvis turns to Doc, and he's like, "Is this guy talking about me right in front of my face?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he right in the mind?
All right. Hey. What do I know? You're eating a soup. I'm asking about you. I didn't want to interrupt you. Out in the snow, laying and sleeping in the snow. You're cold. You're eating soup. So I asked her about you. What's the problem?
I'm not cold. I'm a silver dragon. You're a dragonborn yourself. You don't know nothing about this.
Okay. What's your point? So tell me about you. Well, in between you eating the soup, what's your story?
My story is that I'm the speaker here of this town, and I'm a retired adventurer. I represent the town. I'm one of the townsfolk with my brawn and my good humor. Although Allie says, although you drink too much,
Ah.
I keep you in business, don't I?
So you've been here long?
Well, long enough.
Oh, that tells us a lot. So what do you know about what's going on here?
Well, I can tell you, that we did find some tracks leading towards Kelvin's Cairn. So far, what's been stolen is the color switching magic lantern that we've talked to you about from this inn, a pair of goats stolen from the local tavern, and a small sack of pearls carved into decorative beads have gone missing from the Frozen Far expeditions.
And do you think it's
Magic lantern, pearls, and goats is what's been stolen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mill ball bearings.
Not that we've heard of so far, but I wouldn't put past them. These days have been known to do crazier things than that.
So do you think it's the dwarfs?
I don't like to make presumptions until I find more evidence myself.
All right. So
while they're having this conversation, he lists off the things that have been stolen. Can I do like an arcana or history to like? Is there anything that I think of that why these items? Someone would want all three of these types of these items.
Okay.
I don't know which would you rather have me do? Arcana, history, what?
History, probably, I guess.
Okay. Oh wait, I still got exhaustion. Hang on. Son of a bitch. 5 because of disadvantage.
Yeah, you don't know diddly squat about them.
Yeah, so much for my 16 I rolled the first time.
Am I here?
yeah.
I don't
He
know.
left
Are any
us.
of us here?
Right.
I said because I said I was at the inn with the other guy.
We're
doing
in the inn.
So if they're at the inn, it's the same inn, right? There's only one inn.
Yes.
So I am here. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you in?
I'm in if you're in. The inn.
Yeah.
Eavesdropping in, I'd like to do insight. This guy is he shady or just drunk or is he being truthful?
Sure, go for it.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to re-roll that. I accidentally flipped up my hand. Oh, natural 20.
Okay. Yeah, he seems, while intoxicated, on the up and up, as far as you can tell.
Go back to play.
They both kind of say, finishing each other's sentences a bit. We don't have much coin to offer you, but can offer you free room and board and any treasure you may find along the way. If you happen to investigate and find the perpetrators, be much appreciated.
I'm game.
Yeah. Free room and board, I think, is worth quite a lot in this.
I was going to say in this country, free room and board is worth a lot. So.
All right. Well, before you make your decision, we will call that a night for this evening.
And I think in the future we go and see if it not necessarily accuse the dwarfs, but go there and
Yeah.
We've got a reason for going there with the dead person.
Good chance to meet them anyway.
And to let you know, I'm not going to, unless the guide specifically says so, I'm not going to put a time limit on these quests that you get. So you can still go back to Targos, finish that,
And then
do all
come back.
that there, and when you find your way up this way again, you can finish this quest, stuff like that. Understand?
Yep.
Hey, Glenn.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thanks, Gordon.
I don't want to jumble things too much with Garrett being like, no, I need to get home. And you're like, no, we need to go find these dwarves.
No, we'll take him home. We'll take him home and come back.
All right. Well, in that case, thank you everyone for playing tonight. Thank you, Gordon and Big O, and anyone else pop in this evening? Probably not, but always pleasure to have you guys. Nice that you like to hang out with us. Definitely appreciate the company. Hope you're finding it amusing so far. And until next time, never turn your back on an avalanche. Okay.